a lot of the times, I think people have told us through email, text, Twitter, and stuff like that they enjoy our show.
Red punch bag, no punch bags.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Suck it! Money. Normally, I'm the money guy, but Mario has an index card written in pink pen. Can you explain to me where the pink pen thing came from?
When you're a teacher and you're given a box set of pens that are free, you don't really question whether or not what color they are. Number one, I've always hated red pens.
Uh-huh.
I can't stand red pens. So the kids write in blue, black, or pencil.
Mm-hmm.
So I always grade stuff in stuff that's not red pen because I hate red pens.
Mm-hmm.
If I grade it in pink or teal or anything like that.
Do you know why? Because you're 6'5" and nobody's going to say anything to you about it.
Oh,
That's why.
yeah. It's not as imposing. So if you grade
You're right
something
about
in
that.
pink or teal,
You are right about that.
check my numbers, bro. Okay, so just a little tidbit because, like I said, this guy is the cap guru of the group.
Usually.
But I play around with numbers a little bit. One of the things that I play around with, because I was talking about, you talk about all the time, the cap numbers, they're going to have all this, how much they have to spend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the CBA had deemed that any team has to spend 89% of their cap. But the other thing is this, they have to spend it over a 4-year period.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bills pretty much have already been to that point. So they don't have to spend all their money.
Right.
Another interesting fact that they have to do is, we talked about rollover cap with a lot of these teams. You know, if the Bills have $10 million under the cap this year, they can roll that money into next year, and then they'll have like $90 million. Well, you have to determine that 2 weeks before the season starts. The next season starts. Now, the next season, it doesn't start in January. It starts March.
Right.
First or second week of March, the new league season will happen. So what happens is, those 2 weeks, you don't see any guys signed. And then the week right after in the free agency, that's where all the guys end up getting signed. So that 2-week period, where it's supposed to be a no tampering period, that's when all the guys are getting called and saying this and that, all this stuff. So as far as the 89% cash spend, the Bills are pretty much all right in that because, it's, like I said, it's over a 4-year period. The other thing is this. Say this guy's going to play for the Bills, okay? As far as, because there's a big difference between cash spend and cap hit.
Yeah, big difference.
Big difference, because you'll think, well, if I sign this guy to a 3-year deal for $15 million,
that's $5 million a year on the salary cap.
Some people erroneously think that it's $5 million in cash spend. So basically how this works is, if I sign bonus, base salary is already calculated into both every year. If I sign this guy and I give him a $15 million bonus, the first year I sign him is when he gets paid the $15 million, unless it's a roster bonus, and that's what's counting on the cash spend on my cap, or on my finances. However, even though my cap hit for him would be $5 million per year for those 3 years, he gets all that money up front. Mm-hmm. So that's one of those things where, okay, so if I signed you to, let's make it easy, I signed you to a $30 million deal, and you get $15 million in bonus.
Yep.
So that's $5 million base salary a year and $5 million in your bonus.
Right.
However, the cash spend for the first year is $20 million.
Right, because it's the base salary plus the signing bonus.
Yes.
Yeah, and that signing bonus only counts in the cash spend for the year that it happened. Right? So when you see guys, that's why a lot of times you'll see players go back and renegotiate contracts. What that does is it injects money into a team's cash spend because they are required to spend a certain amount per year in cash. It's part of the CBA. Mm-hmm. So that's why you'll see a lot of teams go back and renegotiate contracts. It's not always for salary cap reasons. Sometimes they didn't spend enough money. So they gotta go in and inject millions of dollars into this cash spend and renegotiate contracts. So it's not always about salary cap. Cash spend is also another reason. Part of the CBA is just as important. Everybody talks about the salary cap because it's kind of the most transparent number. But the cash spend is of equal importance.
Yeah, so when you see some of them questionable moves of guys getting signed and guys getting this X amount of dollars here and there, like you said, that's the reason they're doing it. And if I were to cut him after 2 years, now the $5 million base, I don't have to pay him.
Right.
But I have a $5 million dead cap that I have for his contract on the third year of the deal.
Right, because that's signing bonus.
But that doesn't count out against my cash spent because I've already paid you that.
Right, that money's already in the cash spent budget.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, that's what you see with a lot of the contracts that go on as far as the cash spend versus the cap hit. Maybe a little tidbit of information that you want to know.
Yeah, it's important to have that stuff out there. You know, you gotta. It's multifaceted when it comes to the finances within the NFL. It's not all just one thing.
Now, what you'll see a lot of smart teams do is if they give a bonus to a guy, there'll be different types of bonuses. There's a workout bonus, there's a roster bonus, there's a, you know. So if I give him a straight bonus, let's say if we altered that scenario we just had, I'm going to give him $30 million, 15 is bonus. So his base salary each year stays at 5. But let's say, I don't know, let's say of that 15, 5 of that is a roster bonus. So he only gets paid that if he's still on the team the third day of the new league year.
Right.
All right. If he's not on the team, then he doesn't get that roster bonus.
Right.
All right. But everything else, and then they couch it in a workout bonus and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you saw with Tyrod Taylor this year.
Yeah.
Is he had a roster bonus that the Bills ended up paying a majority of.
Right.
Because
and
he was
the thing
still on
about
the
that
team.
roster bonus was that roster bonus counted towards the Bills' cash spend because they had to pay him that money. It also, in that instance, had to count against their salary cap. So that's the thing about roster bonuses that are different from signing bonuses. Signing bonuses, you only count against the cash spend the year that they happen, and then that first year. From a salary cap standpoint, they're prorated over the life of the contract evenly. But with roster bonuses, they're immediately injected into cash spend and counted against the salary cap for the exact same dollar amount. Boom.
I just think about Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds right now, just yelling at us from the backseat. Nerds. Yeah, that's. We went a little Matrix on that.
Yeah.
So
a little bit. So, what was your topic? Free agents. I think.